Time to go around the NFL right here on ESPN 1000 and streaming on the ESPN Chicago app. With you till 10 o'clock. Then Mike Greenberg comes in at 10, followed by Carmen and Yurko at 12. Waddle and Sylvie, 2:30 to 6:30. And to Bears Weekly with Jeff and Tom. Black and Abdallah back together at 7:30. Around the NFL, here's Shay Norling. Shay?
Just selfishly, before I get into this CBS Sports quarterback tiers list.
What?
The SEC has done something beautiful, Hoodie. Do you know what it is?
Playing beautiful football every single year. Playing the best football every single year because my beloved Georgia Bulldogs plays in the beautiful SEC because the football just means more. What?
That's not quite
it.
Oh.
They have announced that horns down will no longer be a penalty.
Yeah.
Thank
oh my
you.
gosh.
Thank you. Sincerely, every college football fan. Thank you.
Almost got in a fight with a Texas fan for doing that in a Cincinnati bar.
Wow.
Yep.
It's okay.
It was not. It was not good. You do that. You do that in front of a Texas fan, and it's fight. It's an instant fight, Shay. Just like you do the upside down U to a Miami fan, it's an absolute fight.
Yes.
And by the way, Shay, that's okay. If you score a touchdown against Texas, and it's going to be a lot of those, you could do horns down.
Yeah.
That's fine. And now, if the Longhorn player wants to do something about it, score, do something,
Yes.
make some plays.
Yes.
But this, how about that? Legislate it now. This is not a penalty.
Thank God.
What about the U?
Good Lord.
What about the upside down U?
It's up to the ACC. Let's all be adults now. Let's let them do whatever they want. Matter of fact, get rid of taunting penalties in total. Joe Burrow wants to get rid of them. No more taunting.
I know. It's part of the game. All right. I love that and by the way, SEC Media Day, why aren't you covering it? Why aren't you down there covering
Big
it?
Ten. Big Ten. That's all we care about.
Here's Shay Norland. Big Ten.
Northwestern going to be busy at Media Day. All right, the quarterback tiers from CBS Sports. Will Brinson put out Tier 1, the Big Three. The Big Three in Tier 1.
You know this makes me happy, right?
Oh,
you
I
know it makes me happy.
This is your bread and butter.
Let me get the yellow pad. All right, here we go.
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen make up the Big Three.
Any omissions there? What about Lamar Jackson? Show me. All right, two-time MVP. Show me. Are you upper echelon this year or not? I'd like to know. Like Mahomes, yes. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson? Show me. Is there a championship for Lamar Jackson next 3 years with the Ravens?
I don't think so.
Okay. And I know Jay Moore agrees with the Josh Allen being that top tier.
Do you, Jay Moore? Here's my problem. Neither of these guys should be in a conversation
Right.
with Patrick Mahomes.
I agree with you
Tier
on
1
that.
should be one dude.
This is why I question
Yes.
Lamar Jackson. Like again, it doesn't mean that he sucks. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying is that what's the next step for Lamar Jackson?
Win.
At least Lamar can make a conference championship game. Josh Allen hasn't even done that.
Right.
Since the what,
No.
2020?
He's awake. He's up now.
He's listening now.
When you
He's
say so
back.
about Josh Allen, he's about to fight you.
2020 conference title game, they get bombed by the Chiefs. Everybody's still fantasizing about that Bills-Chiefs divisional round game, but Josh Allen hasn't been back to a conference title. At least Lamar made it there. These two guys have no business being anywhere near Patrick Mahomes. Tier 1,
so then who?
nobody. Tier
Who
1
else
should
in
be
Tier
Mahomes,
1?
and that's it. Any tier Mahomes is in, he should be in alone.
Would you say, Jay Moore, that Mahomes is one of one?
Yeah, I would say that. But
So-
if you base the rankings off of performance and stats versus championships, then you got to put other people in that tier.
Like
Josh Allen. Josh Allen. I mean, he's a great quarterback.
that's okay.
He is a great quarterback,
Well-
but he's not like Mahomes is the greatest.
He is the greatest.
I push
There's-
back on great too. I push back on great with Josh Allen. I think there's potential there. It is. Like to me, Mahomes is one of one. That's what everyone's chasing. Brady's out of the league now. Everyone's chasing Mahomes. So he's in a glass case of emotion by himself, Shay. And then we get to two, and that should be Jackson, Allen, and that Joe Burrow in that
I was
category.
going to
But
say
that's
Joe
just
Burrow,
me.
yeah.
So tier 2, that could join them next year tier. Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud, and Jordan Love.
Wow, C.J. Stroud, one season. Show me again before we get all enamored with that.
I'm in. He would
You
have to
are?
be one of the biggest mirages in NFL history. Probably the single biggest mirage in NFL history if he's not a bona fide superstar.
You know when basketball guys don't want to have the conversation about Kobe versus LeBron?
Yeah.
They don't want to have that conversation. They'd rather do the low-hanging fruit of MJ and LeBron. They don't want to have that conversation. The same conversation I'll have with you with C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. Who's going to have the better career? Who has the better situation? It's a tough one.
It is.
Like, I love what C.J. Stroud in Houston. Houston was on the mat, was on the doormat.
Yes.
And they were able to get to the playoffs. We're hoping that the Bears can have that kind of sonic season, that it could be like that. Jordan Love, though. Jordan Love, we were not sure about. All of a sudden, look at what he was able to do. It's almost a seamless transition at this point from Favre to Rodgers to Love.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good battle, I think, Shay. Stroud and Love, and let's watch how they're able to develop their teams.
I think it's crazy because what happened to Hurts? Hurts went further than
Stroud?
no, Love. He went further than him.
both.
Than
Yes.
both of them,
Yeah.
and nobody talks about him in a higher tier.
You think he should be in the number 2 tier with
I think so.
Stroud and Love and
I think so.
I think the problem for Hurts, though, is that both Stroud and Love showed incredible skill as a passer with less around them. And Hurts, he's got the 1 year where they had questions about whether or not they could pay him. And then he had the year with Steichen. They go to the Super Bowl. But the year when Steichen left last year was kind of ugly at times.
what's the next tier?
Next tier is the high-level starters tier, where you will find Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, and Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I would think Jalen could push into that second tier.
Stafford, Goff, Purdy, Herbert, Hurts. That's the next tier. That's what you said,
Yeah.
right? I think
As
that's
well as Dak.
And Dak.
Oh, for heaven's sakes,
I
Dak.
don't know.
Dak. The numbers are what they are, though. Dionne, Dak's numbers in the regular season are pretty solid.
They are. No, they are. Threw for 4,500 yards last year.
Shay, I was going to ask you about this since we brought up Justin Herbert and his career. When he first got into the league, he had 4,700. He started in 2022, right? This is going to be his third year. Justin Herbert?
No, this will be his fourth year.
Fourth year. What about that first year for Justin Herbert? I'm asking for a reason because every time it
This
comes
will be
up.
his fifth year, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the first season, 4,300 yards, 31-10, one Rookie
wow,
of the
you're
Year.
right.
That was the year they tried to kill Tyrod Taylor.
Yes.
And had to put Justin Herbert in.
The reason why I bring it up is because we were talking the other day about rookie quarterbacks in the year that they have, the numbers that they put up in their rookie year. We always relate it to what we saw from C.J. Stroud and then Andrew Luck when he first started off with Indianapolis. Can we not put Justin Herbert in that conversation as well, based on the skins on the wall in that first year?
Yeah,
Pretty
absolutely.
good. I think we should start putting that in the conversation of someone who threw for over 4,000 yards. And how many touchdowns? You say 30?
31.
10 interceptions.
Pretty good.
That's
is
the thing,
pretty good.
too, is like people look at C.J. Stroud and go, what he did was not, you can't replicate it. It's never going to happen again. And the thing is, it has happened. Like Justin Herbert, you could argue had a better rookie season than C.J. Stroud did. They just didn't have the team success that the Texans had. That's a different conversation to me. But that's where we start talking about Caleb Williams, who was in tier 7 in these rankings, along with all the other rookies, because nobody ever knows where to place them.
Yeah.
But people are like, well, you can't expect the C.J. Stroud thing. And, like, no, it maybe is unfair to expect it, but he is the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. He's more insulated than either Herbert or Stroud were when it comes to the talent around him. Starting with an offensive line that on paper is as good or better. Starting with a wide receiver core that on paper is as good or better. In the case of Herbert, he's got one of Herbert's receivers from that season in
Yeah.
Keenan Allen.
Yes.
So you just, for me, it's like, Why can't we expect him to have a C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert-esque rookie year? It seems more than fair.
Usually you don't even get a good wide receiver in that spot.
Right. He's set up to have that. Bears have just never seen that.
Right.
And there's
Good.
is Shane Waldron going to be able to pull that off?
Hey, he turned water into wine with Geno Smith.
That's true.
I mean, his career was dead. He was.
Well, then let it flow at Hallis Hall.
Thank you very much, Sister Dionne. All right, can you give us that fourth tier, Shay? I know we got to get to deal breakers, but 4 is what?
Tier 4 is going to be the intrigue tier. This is where you'll find Trevor Lawrence, who just got paid. Aaron Rodgers, who kind of needs this year, or now or never for him. Tua Tagovailoa, who apparently is not going to get paid. Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and Kyler Murray.
What a mishmash that is.
It's all over the place.
God almighty.
How the mighty have fallen, Aaron Rodgers being grouped with those bums.
Oh.
Have we given up on Trevor? Have we given up on Trevor Lawrence? Is this the best that we've seen? Is this it? 4th?
He
Damn.
doesn't have a lot around him, but
I don't think it's a give up on any of these guys. Because like Anthony Richardson, nobody's given up on. Will Levis probably stinks, but we'll see. I think it's just like these guys could win MVP. They could just as easily be horrible.
I think Will Levis is too high on that list. That's a lot more to
I
prove.
do too.
That's a
So
lot more
much
to prove.
more.
I'm not a Kyler Murray fan, so my opinion is going to be biased. I guess on some lists, Shay, he'd be 4th. That dog don't hunt for me. It just doesn't.
So tier 6 is backs against the wall. It's Bryce Young, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Daniel Jones. It's all the guys that are like, let's do it or you're done. That's where I'd have Will Levis. I think the leash is very short on his career.
Can I switch Watson and put him in that mishmash of 4?
Yeah, I think he's more the intrigue with question marks.
I think I can do that.
I think he's higher up.
You had
too.
Mayfield in one of those tiers, right? Or no?
Oh,
Baker
yeah.
Mayfield's in the tier 5, can win with them. Baker, Geno Smith,
Tier
Cousins,
5?
Derek Carr, Gardner
Wow.
Minshew.
Jeez.
Gardner Minshew.
Baker Mayfield's never going to get the respect that he deserves. It's just never going to happen for him. It is what it is. I love the guy. I will give him his flowers. Many people won't. It is what it is.
It's just an unfair bias based on all the hype first on the front end, Shay. It was the front end hype. It's the progressive commercials and everything else. People thought that he should be Joe Burrow today, and now he's getting it late in his career.
Mm-hmm.
It was rocky with Cleveland, moved around a little bit, got to the playoffs last year, and like, oh, that's the Baker we've been looking for because he's healthy and they had some players to work with at Tampa. Let's see if he can do it again. We will see.
We'll see.
You know what's next?
I do.
You okay?
Headlines. I've got them right here.
No, we're not doing headlines. No, we'll wait because we got to get to deal breakers.
I know we do.
Yeah. You ready for it?
Sure.
All
Bring
right.
it.
All right. That's coming.